Welcome to the cockpit. My name's Ryan and I'll be your pilot tonight. Boys and girls, I am glad to be back with you. I have had a long last 5 days. Not been that enjoyable. Lots of stuff going on at work. Just pure chaos. So good to be talking some football with you guys and gals out there. Steven, Ed, Evan, Chloe, Lame Cactus, Multiples, Zachary, Joe, Joe S., NY Sports MC, my boy Andrew. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. It means a lot to me. I thoroughly enjoy your company, and I'm looking forward to a great show tonight. I see you guys talking about some podcasts that you like over there. I have some good news. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to start, but I have teamed up with the Sportscaster crew for this year again, and it seems like we're going to be launching a podcast in some capacity for the Jets Talk 24/7 channel. So be on the lookout for that. That should be coming probably in the next month or two. It kind of depends on when the football season starts, when they launch all their new software over there and whatnot. But it's exciting, and I'm been wanting to do this for a while. So it's kind of cool. You'll be able to catch this show and eventually the Tuesday show on that podcast format. So if you guys are commuting to work and you don't want to commit all the cell phone data and battery to the YouTube sphere and whatnot, you will have a new audio version to listen to. So you'll have that option as well. So hope you guys like that. If you don't, oh well, gonna do it anyway. All right. Man, we got some stuff to talk about. There's been a little bit going on. A little bit of uncertainty with the season. A little bit of players signing. Some of their deals and stuff. I'll get to some of your questions. We're going to do the same way we do it every week. We are going to start call-ins at 8:30. I'm going to do it a little differently this week. I'm going to start with like a rapid-fire question. So when you guys call in, just ask the question, get to the point real quick. I'm going to hang up on you, and I'll talk about the point, and then I'll get to the next caller, and we'll try to hammer out some questions that way. And then maybe around 9 o'clock, I'll go to like the regular format I generally do. I do have my countdown back, by the way, for you guys that have missed the timer. Boom! We got the timer back. I had to figure out a little bit and where I hid that on the computer desktop somewhere. But that is back, so you'll see the chicken fly across the screen at some point today. So, guys, hit that like button. If you guys want your chance to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Discord store, Jets Talk store, sorry. Liam, he's like, chicken, question mark. Ooh, Liam, you got to stay tuned. You don't understand what the chicken is then. Chicken is part of the original show. And I accidentally deleted it off the Windows side of my computer. And it was hidden on my Mac side of my computer. So if you notice in the background, Bali, the puppy, has been playing with her new toy, Calamari. So that might move around a little bit in the background. So I apologize. Okay, let's see. What are you guys talking about? Ooh, we could talk about the new Washington name, potentially, what you guys think it should be. Man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. But yeah, if you guys want to win a shirt from the Jets Talk store, here's how you can win. I want you guys to go to the Jets Discord, linked in the description down below. Join that, go down to the poll section, and answer this question. Ooh, I don't have a question. Oh, let's do this. Okay, what NFL franchise is changing their name? That'll be the question. All you have to do is answer what NFL franchise is changing their name this season in the Jets Discord down below in the poll section. All you have to do is answer that. Get yourself entered in to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Discord store, and I will raffle that off at the end of the show. So around 9:55 or so. Let's jump into some questions in the chat. What we got going on? I think the Deadskins should be the new name, says Alex. Makes sense. He's a Giants fan. Let's see. What else is in there? Washington Federals. It's not a bad name. Washington Hogs. Not bad, because they have that whole pig thing going on with the, I don't exactly know, but they have the big guys dressed up like ladies in pig outfits. That's kind of fun. I had recommended the pig, or was it Pigskins? Yeah, Pigskins. And then, stupid me, did not think about apparently that could be derogatory towards police officers. And I was like, well, I'm wrong. So I should not be in charge of naming teams. Someone did send me, my buddy Joe sent me a picture earlier today saying that the Washington Foreskins should be the name of the new Washington team. I laughed hysterically. I thought that was great. I have no hate towards the Washington Redskins, but man, he's a Giants fan. Some of my other buddies are Giants fans, so they're just kind of jabbing it right in the shot. David, I see Washington Red Tails. That's actually my pick for the team name. I think that would be pretty cool. That would be a lot of fun to do. Washington Warriors would be very good, Evan. I think that's a cool name. Steve Rose says Washington Bullets. I don't think that's a great idea. I think because I'm pretty sure the NFL fines you for like mocking using a weapon in like a celebration. So if you were to like pretend to like shank someone or shoot at all, that's a penalty. So I think they'll probably stay away from that type of thing. What else is going on in there? Man, Red Wings. I think that's already a team name. Not in the NFL, but hey, the Jets are a team in the NHL as well. So, man, could you imagine if some guys were watching the hockey version of the Jets and they're like, oh, let's watch a YouTube channel, and they come up with like Jets Talk 24/7. They're like, oh man, this is gonna be great, and then like, this is not not what I had envisioned this being. Washington Crooks for the Washington Dave. That's a really good one. Ooh, you know what? How about this? Let's change the question of the day. Question of the day is no longer going to be what name or what NFL team is changing their name. We're going to do what should the name be? That's what I want to see, because I want to see some of the funny ones. What should the name be for the Washington Redskins? So the Washington Redskins, what is their new name going to be? What would you think it should be? Message that in the Jets Discord down below in the poll section. So make sure you head down there and answer it there to get yourself entered to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store. Wow, he's chewing on a bone over there. I'm going to crack open a beer. All right, guys, let's see in the chat. Which one do you think I should have first? Becca picked up a 6 or 12 pack. I got Hazy Bones. Hazy Bones. Flying Fish. This one is a Hazy India Pale Ale. This is Salt in the Sea. This is a sour beer. I don't really mind the sour beers. A lot of people don't like them, but I'm kind of good either one. So let's see. I'll see whichever one gets 3 votes first. You can say white can or yellow can if you don't remember them. Go Hard Seltzer, dude. Jake, I love Hard Seltzer. I am a big White Claw fan, as well as, what did I have? I had Corona the other day. That was in a seltzer form. That was really good. Elias, the poll section, if you click on the Jets Discord down in the description, and then you scroll down to that side tab, there's a poll section listed under Jets Talk 24/7, so make sure you go there. Let's see, you guys saying Hazy Bones, sour beer, yellow. Oh, okay, so 3 votes for the sour beer. Sour beer is going to be first, and then we'll crack open the IPA. I actually prefer the IPA more, but I do what the people want. Let's see. Alex says he loves Mike's Hard Lemonade. It's pretty good. I haven't had Mike's Hard Lemonade in a long time. But White Claw, man, I could sit and drink those for days. Liam says you had a Corona. You had Corona. Oh, yeah. I had a lot of Corona. And then, but no, not the not the virus. I've been lucky so far. At least I don't think I've had the virus. I haven't been sick at all, so I've been keeping my social distancing. Andrew says shotgunning. I'm not shotgunning this. This is like actually, this one's not bad. This is only 4.3. This one's like 6 point something. Yeah, 6.3. Still not going to shotgun, though. We'll see. Bud Ice. Ugh. That's gross. Sam, sorry. Don't like that. What's your take on Bell's sticking up for Adams? Oh, Scott. Okay, good question. We're actually talking some football now. Let's see. My stance on the whole Le'Veon Bell sticking up for Jamal is Le'Veon Bell has been the best leader on this team since he got here. I really, really believe it. He had that weird little stretch where he went bowling, and that was like the black mark on his record, I guess, when he was sick and he got sent. I don't know if he got sent home from practice or he was just sitting home from practice. But he has been a great leader. He has said all the right things this offseason when we've seen Jamal kind of sort of take the other route. That said, well, no, hold on. I'll go through the Le'Veon Bell stuff first. So with Le'Veon Bell, I would say him sticking up for Jamal is exactly what he should be doing. 110%. Because Jamal does deserve to be paid. I don't think there's anyone that really argues that Jamal doesn't deserve to be paid. The issue a lot of people have is that he wants a ton of money from the Jets and is willing to play on his rookie contract for another team. And that hurts Jet fans. Because it's like, hey, look, why are you looking to go elsewhere for the same amount of money, but you want to rake us through the coals right now? Like, that's kind of frustrating for me. So with Bell, I think he's doing exactly what he should be doing. I think he should be sticking up for Jamal. I think the coach should be sticking up for Jamal the same way they have. Both Adam Gase and Greg Williams both stuck up for him. Joe Douglas says he wants to sign him long term. Everyone in the Jets organization is saying the right stuff. Patriots fanatic. I love how this guy has notifications turned on for the Jets channel, because this guy just gets a rock hard, not going to say the word, but rock hard for me coming on the air. Thank you. Much appreciated. Avery Williamson also standing up for Jamal. Ed, that's a great point. I didn't know that. I did not know that, but I think that is a great move as well. I do think the players should be standing up for the players, absolutely, because one, you never dabble in another player's money. Like, you don't say that. It's like if I was Bell and I said, "Oh, Jamal, don't worry about the money." That is a big no-no. You don't do that if you're an NFL player, because your contracts aren't guaranteed, and you never talk. I mean, in any sport, you never really talk about anyone else's money. You just say, "Hey, he's a great player. I hope we have him here long term." That's what it's got to be. And I think the whole team is kind of on the right par there. Let's see. Evan Wallman says Darnold, Adams, Williams, Becton, Mims are all Hall of Famers. Evan, I love the enthusiasm. Not even close. Not one of those is considered a Hall of Famer yet, or even close. Patriots fanatic, I want to know from you. I'm going to speak directly to you now. What do you think the justification is for the light punishment that the Patriots are getting for their second time cheating and videotaping? I was curious about that. I haven't really talked to any Patriots fans, but I was pretty salty about it. I think if you have a second offense for doing the same thing and you lost a first round pick and all that other stuff back in 2008 or 7, why would they only lose a third-round pick this year? Not to mention they got Cam Newton this year, and if Cam balls out like I kind of expect him to a certain extent before he gets hurt, they're going to get a comp third-round pick back anyway. Belichick is fascinating with the way he's done that. Sam Roche, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, Washington Bud Ice. Ugh. I don't like Bud Ice. No, I don't like Washington. Well, not that I don't like Washington. I don't really have any issue with Washington. But I would say the Washington Redskins are like the Jets of the NFC East. It's pretty sad. I would say I don't really know how you compare the other three, but I would say the Washington Redskins are definitely the Jets of the AFC East. At least from I remember back when, was it 2002 or 3, when all these Jets left the team. We lost Chad Morton, John Hall, Lavernius Coles. Everyone went. I think Kareem McKenzie maybe for a little bit was on the Redskins. We lost a ton of people to the Redskins, and it was just it's the Washington Jets. I'm like, great. The Patriot fan is not responding to me. This is so sad. We'll see. Steven Rose, Bills will smoke the Patriots this year. Who is that injury-prone Cam Newton throwing to this year? They drafted 2 tight ends. Tight ends, you could probably get 500 yards from a tight end year one, I think. I wouldn't go too crazy over the top. Their running backs are good. I don't know. This team's going to be very different than it was in the past, I think. The tough thing for Cam Newton is he's going to have a hard time with the playbook. And by playbook, I mean every other team's playbook, because you got to know there's 32 playbooks in that New England locker room, and he's going to have to memorize all of them. So he's going to have a hard time memorizing all that. D-Mac says they're going to get Njoku. Oh, they definitely are. The Browns and the Patriots have traded in the past. They had Jamie Collins. I'm sure there's other ones. But the connection there between the franchises has been there. So I could see Njoku. I could see that. They did draft 2 tight ends, so I just I don't know if they'll invest that much into it. JetsKid14 says, Jets Talk 24/7 is sub to me. I am JetsKid. Just starting out his Jets channel. If you guys want to check him out, help him out a little bit, go for it. Let's see. Evan Kagan says DC Dragons. Is that what that's what the what is it, the XFL or was it the XFL or was it the AFL that had the Dragons? I'm all for it. It sounds like they're going to go completely away from anything like Native American anything. So no name, no obviously no Indian on the side of the helmet. But I think it sounds like they're going to keep some sort of circular emblem. I think they're going to try and keep it similar in a style, I guess. I would imagine their colors are probably going to stay the same as well. Jets make me laugh, says Patriots Fanatic. He still hasn't answered what the punishment should have been. Just pointing that out. Steve Rose, they are looking into Terrell Pryor. The Patriots are looking into Terrell Pryor. Is that what you're saying? That's interesting. I like Terrell Pryor. I thought he did pretty well for the Jets in like the very limited time that he had with us. And then I heard like a whole bunch of like not great stuff about him throughout the years. So I don't know if it was a chemistry thing or a quit being a jerk kind of thing. FM says let's trade the Johnsons for Kraft. Honestly, Kraft. Well, I don't know how I feel about Kraft. I really don't care too much about Kraft. Belichick is the mastermind there, and this is going to be a fascinating season. If we get to watch football this year, it's going to be fascinating to watch Belichick with Cam Newton and Tom Brady with a loaded Tampa Bay team. That team went 8-8 with 30 interceptions from Jameis. Imagine if Tom Brady goes even 10 interceptions. You cut down the interceptions by 20. That is wild. That is a drastic swing. Not to mention you had Gronk. That team's going to be really friggin' good. I think you're going to give everyone in that division a run for their money. That said, I hope Tom Brady falls flat on his face. I would like to, well, I guess in the reverse, I should hope that Tom Brady does well and that Belichick is not the mastermind. I've always said Belichick was the mastermind there. So if that's the case, then if Brady's gone, then maybe Belichick falls apart now. I don't see that. We'll see. Steven is not too happy with Robert Kraft. He says his poison cancer products. I don't know what he sells because it's not like Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's not that Robert Kraft. Did you see the Madden ratings? I did not, but I did hear the Madden ratings for Patriots Fanatic said the punishment should have been firing Bill Belichick. I think that's fair. I think that's, maybe a little extreme. I thought Belichick should have lost his job for a year for a second offense, doing the same thing. That was sort of my take. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it wouldn't have shocked me if they decided to go that route. The Madden ratings. Okay, sorry. I did see that, I believe, is it Tyreek Hill was a 98 or a 99, and then the wide receiver that the Raiders just drafted, Henry Ruggs, was 1 point below him, and those were the two fastest guys in Madden. So that was pretty cool. I don't generally play Madden that much. I used to play Madden a lot back in the day. I played a lot of Madden 06, 07, 08. And then I bought one, I think 2 or 3 years ago now, and it changed so much since then. And I was just like, man, this is just not as fun as I remember it being. But I'll probably give this year a chance. Not to mention, I kind of want to, if we don't have games, I'm going to be streaming the games via Madden. And we'll just sit here and watch, have a drink or two, and, pretend we're watching the season. So we'll see. Arguable rope. Do you see this season as a prove-it season for Gase, even with the pandemic or if players get sick? Oh, man, that's the worst thing about this whole situation with Adam Gase these last 2 years, and then, this upcoming year and last year. And Sam Darnold, too. With Sam, year one, you can kind of brush away some of the issues that he had because he's a rookie, he's learning the ropes, he doesn't know the NFL yet. Last year, dude had mono. You're not going to play to your full extent with mono. Just not going to happen. This year, the Jets have no returning opening day offensive line starters. So all these guys are brand new with the exception of Alex Lewis, who played a pretty good amount last year. So I would say if there is not going to be a preseason, right now we have 2 games. They're thinking it's probably going to be none. If that's the case, oh, man, that is not good. It's going to take us about a month to go through the season until the offensive line is actually kind of gelled together. And then you got to – I don't want there to be an excuse. And I feel like the Corona season is going to be an excuse. And I don't know if you can fire Gase if it's really hamstrung the way we kind of got to see. My biggest thing is I just want to look at Sam and I want to know he's the franchise quarterback. I believe it, but like I want the doubters to kind of be put to the side. Andrew, always good to play some Madden with the boys and have a few beers. It's good, man. Good man. The best Madden was when we had Brett Favre. That was a lot of fun. That was that Madden 08? Because he was on the cover and then they photoshopped him into the Jet jersey. So there was a few Madden covers with him in the Jet jersey. But I think my favorite Madden was probably Madden 06. And the reason I say that is they had this not build a player, but it was the first year of the Superstar, I think. And what happened with the Superstar is you were able to pick every position. You could be a punter, you could be a kicker, you could be an offensive lineman. Like you could do some really fun stuff, and you get points for like pancake blocks or like kicking really long field goals. And in high school, I was a kicker. I was a cornerback too, but kicker my senior year. So it was kind of like, oh wow, this is like sort of fun. And I could pretend that I was really good and pretend that I did well. Liam says AIDS. So EA Sports is terrible. Yeah, so I believe 2K is coming, or not 2K. Is it 2K? Yeah, I think, what was the competing video game that they used to have? I think it was 2K Sports. I think it was the football is coming back in some capacity. I do think the NFL just signed with EA again. So I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case, so there would be some competition, because Madden really hasn't gotten a very good upgrade in a pretty long time, at least from what I've heard. Andrew goes, nah, best Madden was when we had Curtis Martin back in 04. Oh, God, love me some Curtis. Steve Rose says Madden 64. Nintendo 64 was the best. I had N64. I never really played Madden. I was more of an NFL Blitz guy on N64. And then I also really love the N64 Smash Brothers, and I will beat any of you into submission on N64 Smash. I will back it up 110%. John Helbenda says hello from Sarasota. Hello, John. I am. My parents live in Sarasota, Florida. It is really nice down there. It is beautiful. Siesta Key, my favorite beach in the country, and actually the number one beach in the country. So pretty cool. Patriots Fanatic says Jamal Adams blocked Matt O'Leary on Twitter. Matt, I got to reach out to you, because if that's true, that's pretty funny. I did not know that. I know Matt's been doing the Madden series. I followed it a little bit. I have not really sat and watched it. I've just been so busy with work and everything. I really haven't stayed up to date on other people's stuff. And that's kind of why I haven't been pumping out as much content as I've kind of wanted to. JetLife45 says, I miss Create a Team. Did they take Create a Team out? I didn't realize that was taken out. That's not fun. Bills are overrated, says TJ Decker. Look, right now, I guess you could kind of say it. I still think they're probably the team to beat in the AFC East. I think that team's going to be really good. Now, whether or not Diggs is going to get upset with Josh Allen, I saw something the other day that Josh Allen had the highest percentage of uncatchable throws, which doesn't necessarily mean everything, but it's not great. And if Diggs was upset about not getting the ball in Minnesota, what if he's getting thrown the ball and he's just not like getting thrown catchable balls? That's probably going to be a little frustrating. But I think that team's really good. I think the offensive line's really good. I do enjoy watching Josh Allen. I think from a full player perspective, like the running aspect of his game is a lot of fun to watch. He just kind of seems like a pretty good guy anyway. Like if Sam likes him, I like him. I'm all about it. And I like the friendly competition. I like the idea of Sam and Josh kind of going back and forth and having that little friendship and rivalry as well. Patriots Fanatic says, I'm trolling Tom Grassi's stream too. I really like Tom Grassi. Tom Grassi's a Packers fan. He's really good. I think, did he break 100,000 subscribers? I think he might have broken 100,000 subscribers. He's awesome. I subbed up him probably 6 months ago now, and he's funny. I really like him. I'm jealous of all his not Packers gear. I want to show off all my Jet gear, but I don't really have the ability to do so. I have some little knickknacks and stuff on my desk, but he's a good dude. Where did I see that? Bills will be a bust this year, says Joe S. I hate Cam Moore. Yeah, of course I hate Cam Moore now because he's a Patriot, but I don't really hate Cam. I just don't like that he's a Patriot. Scott Baudier, Techno Bowl. I like Techno Bowl. I like watching the little graphics of it. I never actually played it though. That's something. Ryan, what are your thoughts on Sam versus Josh? Josh is the better player at quarterback right now. Sam is the better thrower of the ball right now. You guys know my thought process in that whole thing. I think Sam's going to be the better quarterback. There's not much of an argument for me against Josh Allen right now. I do think his team's significantly better than Sam's, though, or at least it's been significantly better. Ryan, can we agree that they had a cakewalk schedule too? Yes, 100%. But so did the Jets. Jets had an easy schedule. Bills had an easy schedule. The difference is the Bills had the easy part of the schedule at the beginning of the season. Jets had the hard part of the schedule at the beginning of the season. So we kind of got behind the 8 ball real quick. And then it was just, once you go 0-3, it's like a 2% chance to make the playoffs. So it's like really, really not good. That said, I'm not going to throw shade on the Bills. They're until the Jets start making the playoffs, I'm really not gonna throw too much hate their way. Steve Rose, John Brown had a career year with Allen last year, and Diggs got better separation. That's a good point. I will be honest, I had no idea what John Brown's stats were last year. But who knows, if Diggs is screaming down the field and Allen can just put the ball up, Diggs can run underneath it. That's pretty cool. Sam Roche sounds like Jameis Winston. What did I miss? I wish he... I missed something. I created a quarterback for the Jets in Madden 20, and he threw 28 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. That's literally, Jameis 30 for 30. Lame Cactus is saying that Grossi is at 93.7 thousand subscribers. Man, I hope I could be there one day. I just cracked the... What am I at? I think I'm at 8,600 maybe. I want to get to 10,000. That was like the goal. I was like, all right. If I can get 10,000, now I feel like I'm going somewhere. I'm starting to take off. Little by little. But we kind of get... Last year, we had the mono season. No one's watching Jet stuff because the Jets weren't very good. And then this year, God, if we don't get a season, I'm just going to be so depressed. So upset. What is the practice schedule, said Edward Ziff. Camp is supposed to start July 28th, from what I've heard. I don't know what the practice schedule is. It doesn't sound like the NFLPA or the NFL knows what that's going to be yet. They have a lot of negotiations they have to go through. The players want, concrete plans on what testing is going to be like, how they're going to protect them and their families. How is this going to work financially? What does it mean for the salary cap? What does it mean for the preseason games? Just a whole bunch of uncertainty right now, and I would imagine training camps will probably get pushed back. I think they're not necessarily in the right spot yet. I think it was the Arizona Cardinals owner just had COVID or has COVID, and he's just like, man, this is no joke. This is really serious. I imagine he's probably an older gentleman, which probably played into it a little bit, but yeah, not fun. TJ Decker, fun fact, 27% of Josh Allen's throws were uncatchable, which led the NFL. Let me see if I could find... Someone sent me that link before on I think it was Instagram for what the thing was. Yeah, that's what it was. So it was Eliu. So okay, yeah, Josh Allen led the league with a 27% uncatchable rate. Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, and Jacoby Brissett were tied for second with 24% uncatchable. Case Keenum was fifth with 23. So those were the top 5 least catchable balls last year during the NFL season. Guys, if you want your chance to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store, head down into the description down below, head to the Jets Discord, head to the poll section, and just comment with what you think the Washington Redskins name should be. What should that name be? And I will raffle that off. I'll pick a winner. I'll raffle that off around 9:55 or so. We'll see. Man, I opened my beer. I haven't taken a drink of it yet. It's actually pretty good. It's better than some of the sours I've had. Andrew Wenman says, way higher than my channel. And if you guys like cars, I don't know if you guys like cars at all. Andrew's got a really badass Volkswagen R32. And if you want to check that out, look up his channel. He's really good. I'll shout him out real quick. Will the Jets panel live stream return, says Andrew Decht. Yes, it will be returning. I'm not sure when I'm going to bring it back. I was kind of thinking in August. But yeah, we're definitely going to bring it back. It's going to be a little different. I'm trying to do a podcast for both this Monday and Tuesday show. So you'll be able to listen to this in the car in the event you don't want to waste your battery or whatever, or you're walking around, you just want to listen to something. So I'm doing it for you, and because I've always kind of wanted to attempt podcasting. We'll see. It's a medium I've never dabbled with. I'm more of a visual kind of person. Evan says Juju to the Jets in 2021. Hey, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, because the Jets aren't committed to pair him in long term. It's only 1 year. So you could devote the money that you're paying him, pay Juju, you have Mims, and then you have Crowder, I think, through next year. I'm pretty sure. But I would like Juju. I would bring Juju on for sure. I'd be very happy with that. Let's see what else is going on in there. Would you trade Sam Darnold for Deshaun Watson? Oh, man. Watson's really good. Really, really good. I think you'd have to consider it. They're both young. The only thing is, like, I don't know if I don't want Watson to, like, get injured. I think Watson's the better quarterback for sure. Absolutely, right now. I do believe in Sam. I think that him and Sam are probably going to be some of the top quarterbacks with Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and those guys. So they'll be fun to watch. I'll say no, I won't trade him. I'm going to stick with my guy Sam, just because I'm a Jets fan. Do you think you don't? What are you saying, TJ? You don't think a majority of the players will hold out? I think there's going to be an opt-out for players. I think that's what's going to wind up happening. I think they're going to allow players the option of whether to play or not play. I would imagine they're not going to get paid if they opt out. I don't know how it would work their contract if they lose that year, or if this counts as like, hey, you're under contract this year and we just don't pay you, and your contract has, like, if it's 2 years left, like if Jamal held out, we'd waste this season. We would lose because we'd have a low cap hit player at who has a high impact on the field. We would lose that. That would hurt us. And then I don't know if that would just mean Jamal has his 5th-year option next year, and that's it, but he doesn't get paid for this year. You could have that. Or you could have the contract toll to the next year. So now, say Jamal holds out, this 4th year is really next year, and then 5th year. He would hate that because then he would be stuck on the Jets for even longer. So that's a little interesting. Do I think the majority of players will hold out? I don't think so, because I think what's going to happen is I think the owners will give the opt-out, and then I think a lot of those undrafted free agents that don't have a team are going to wind up trying to go and sign with teams to try and make their dreams come true of being an NFL star, and this is their way to get in front of fans. There's going to be a lot of people watching. So I think if the NFL can make it work, I don't think the players are going to be too much of an issue, because I think the quarterbacks will play. Anyone that's making a lot of money is probably going to play. It could be some of the guys that are in like the last year of their contract not making a lot of money. Like Robbie Anderson last year, if we could, flip seasons, like say COVID season was last year, he was making like $3 million. For him, probably worth it not to play, because he's risking a high contract. If he gets injured while playing through this COVID season and he has the ability to hold out without penalty, I would prefer to do that if that were me. I think that would make sense. So I don't know which players that kind of falls on. I mean, I guess you could say any of the 1-year deals that we signed, maybe. So I guess you could see Poole and Jenkins, and I think Alex Lewis was on there. I don't see those guys holding out, but those are the type of players you could see. Flame Cactus says Watson blows Darnold away, my dude. Hey, I'm not really arguing that. Like, Watson's easily the better quarterback right now. But you're asking me if I would trade for him. I'm going to keep my boy Sam. I love good old Sammy Sticky Lips. Steve Rose, Oakley is now designing and sent samples to teams for a helmet visor to cover the whole face instead of just the eyes. I love that. Oakley has some badass visors, badass lenses. So if you can get that prism technology to go all the way down, that would be cool. I'm all for it. I think that's a good way to project it. Andrew, I apologize for not going over to watch the fight the other night. I wanted to. I was exhausted. I was tapped out. But yeah, we'll grab some beers soon for sure. Joe, they will probs do something like the MLB. Yeah, I think so. It sounds like the MLB. Do they have an opt out? Is that what I've heard? Is that correct? I don't know. I haven't stayed too much on it. I heard Westbrook in the NBA wound up testing positive today, so he's out for 2 weeks, I guess. I think there's one other. I think of like the 300 players that went down to Orlando for basketball. I think 2 tested for COVID. So we'll see. Joe S. Players can't swap jerseys after the game. Yeah, that's been a hot topic of discussion. So you can look at this 2 ways. For me, I think it's a little crazy just because they're tackling each other all game. You should just let the guys swap jerseys. Like, I don't think that's that big of a thing. The other side of the coin is we've held this I don't want to say stereotype, but this the NFL player in the eyes of a lot of people, like, hey, you're supposed to be a role model. You're supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be doing that. And they're always getting criticized for things that they do or don't do. And people are always claiming that they should be a role model. If that's the case and you're going to deem that these guys should be role models, then maybe the reason that you don't have them swap jerseys, you don't have them overly shake hands at the end of games, is you just don't want to encourage that type of behavior when you know people should be, self-isolating, social distancing, being clean, avoiding touching, that sort of thing. So I understand where it came from. It's a little goofy, if you ask me, and I would hope that they could at least exchange jerseys beyond that. Because the average NFL career is 3 years. So if you play against someone really good, like say you play a Lamar Jackson or you play a Patrick Mahomes, like you might, if you could get his jersey, and you're like not necessarily a lock to be on the team every year, I think it's fun to have that, and I think it's something that is part of the perks of being a player. Now they could probably send it via mail later on. I don't think that's really going to be an issue. V-Man, did you see the Family Feud clip? I did not. I did not see that. Do you think Robbie wanted to play here or not? Arguable Rope says. I think Robbie wanted to get paid, and rightfully so. He was an undrafted free agent. He outperformed his contract, and he deserved to get paid. We just were not the highest bidder, and he went to play with his former coach. So I don't think he didn't want to play here. I think it was just we didn't offer enough money. What else is going on in this chat? Ryan, do you think, says TJ Jecker, Ryan, do you think Mims has a chance to step in right away and produce at the high level based on where he was drafted? I don't think so. I like Mims a lot. The wide receiver position, it has gotten easier to transition into the NFL, but for a long time it was like a 3-year project for players in the wide receiver realm, like back in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Maybe that will change and he plays real well. It depends how much field time he sees, because I want the best players out there, and I think that's probably going to be Perriman. I think it's going to be Mims, and I think it's going to be Crowder as our 3 wide receivers, and then tight ends will be Griffin and Herndon. So it depends where he is on the pecking order, and then you got Bell coming out of the backfield. Not to mention Gore, who Adam Gase likes, and then you have P. Ryan, who we just drafted. So there's going to be a lot of. I don't think he's going to be asked to do a crazy ton. If he shines, and he does well. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Bud DeSalvo says, let's see how Watson does without Hopkins. It's a valid point. Hopkins, to me, is one of the top 2 wide receivers in this league. I would put Michael Thomas maybe ahead of him, but I think Hopkins is incredible. When I saw him get traded for what he got traded for, I was so frustrated. And then I learned that he wanted like a massive contract, and that was part of the reason he was traded for a little bit lower. And I don't think the Jets are in a position to pay a wide receiver that much money right now. I like the draft route that we went. But yeah, Watson without Hopkins is going to be an interesting season. But he does have David Johnson, so who knows? Maybe David Johnson is his safety valve. We'll see. Becca says, hi, Bolly. I see Bolly back there. She's just chilling. You see that little thing right there? That is a purple platypus. It squeaks, and it's got a little crunchy tail on the back. So, hey, Bolly. Hi. People are watching you on the internet. You don't care. She doesn't care. All right, sorry guys. We're at 8:40. I said we'd go to the phone, so let's jump over to the phone lines. Let's go over there. But before I get to the phone lines, if you guys want your chance to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store, head down to the description down below. There's a link to the Jets Discord. Click on the Jets Discord, head down to the poll section, and just give me an answer to this. What should the Washington Redskins name be moving forward? Just give it whatever you think it should be. Raffle it off. I'll raffle it off at the end of the show, and we will talk about it towards the end. I'll rattle off some of the best names, too. Some of the ones that I thought are funny, and then maybe we'll do a vote and we'll pick one. I don't know. We'll see. Or I'll just pick one out at random. So we'll see how that goes. Where's my phone number? Phone number. Boom. Phone number's on the screen. We're going to start taking phone calls now. Guys, I'm going to do something a little different this time. Let's just ask a question, and then I'll rattle off my opinions on the question, and I'll move to the next caller, and we'll try to rapid fire through this. We'll see what we can get and see what we come up with. And then if we start running out of calls, then I'll go back to the 5-minute format. And I have my timer with the chicken. The chicken is back and ready for action. So I'm looking forward to that. 40 likes. Guys, I got 80 people in here, or 75 people, or whatever. I can't tell if the screen's right up here or if the concurrent thing and the YouTube thing's right. So I got like 76 people in here. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. We got 40 likes. Show me some love. If you drop a like, it helps the channel. It helps the video grow, because then people see that and they're like, oh, wow, maybe I'll check that out next time. So we'll see. First caller on the line.
Call from
JJ.
Hey, what's up, JJ? Welcome to the cockpit.
How's it going, brother? How's everything going with you guys?
Oh, I'm hanging out. It's been nice. I had a long day at work. Ready to talk some football and talk some Jets. How's your week been?
My week's been excellent. I'm
Awesome.
getting a bit sick of this stuff on bashing Gates, so
Yeah, no, I don't want to bash Gase. I think there's a lot. I think whoever was the head coach last year, if they were handed the same exact situation that Gase had, I don't think we win more games. I mean, maybe you win like a game against like Miami or the Bengals or something like that we should have won. But I think any coach would have been set up for failure last year. So I give him a pass. I'm hoping this year we actually get to grade him, but we'll see. But what's your question?
Yeah, for sure. You know, my question is, it wasn't so much a question. I guess it was
That's all right.
But I'm a big Jets fan. I love the show. And I got to give you a question, I guess. Mosley, you think he's going to make it play the whole season?
Oh, man, good question. All right, so I will answer that, and then I'll open up the phone lines again. So, Mosley, do I think Mosley is going to play the entire season? I hope so. You know what? Let's do some recon. We'll do some reconnaissance. CJ Mosley stats. Let's see how many games he's played in consistently throughout his career. I just want to see how many he's missed, because maybe last year was just kind of a fluke season. I think he's played in like almost every game. Yeah, so since he entered the league in 2014, he has played 16 games, 16 games, 14 games, 16 games, 15 games. So before last year, he had only missed 3 games in his entire NFL career, and then last year with the groin injury, he missed 14. So I would say he'll play the majority of the season. Hopefully we get 15 or 16 games out of him, because I really like CJ Mosley. It's an unpopular opinion, but I think he is the most impactful Jets defender on this team right now. You saw when he went out week 1 against Buffalo, the game totally changed. We were up by like 16 points, and then he goes out, and then we didn't score again. It was totally I'm pretty sure I think we held the Bills to 0 points with Mosley on the field, and then as soon as he goes out, they get up on us. We missed 2 field goals, and not that that's a Mosley thing, but I think his impact was sorely missed the rest of the season. I will say that. So we'll see. Phone lines are open if you guys want to call in. If you want your chance to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store, head down into the description down below. Head to the poll section of the Jets Discord, linked down below, and answer this. What should the Washington Redskins name be for the future? What should it be? Could be funny. Could be anything. I don't care. If it's really mean, I probably won't, or, well, really, like, not nice, then I probably won't say it on air. But I'll get a slight chuckle, potentially, and then I'll move on and we'll pick something. What's going on in the chat over there? Ryan, how do you personally rank quarterbacks in the league? Feels like most people rank them based on team success. KD Allen says that. I will say that is probably pretty accurate. When your team is doing well, a large part of that is the quarterback for sure. The quarterback has the most impact on the game compared to like any other position. So I would say this. I think that there's not too many really good quarterbacks on bad teams that I can think of right off the top of my head. Like if you're kind of going down the line of quarterbacks from the top of the draft class, what do we have? The Bengals, so you got Burrow there. So you really can't judge him because he's a rookie. You have Washington, you got Haskins. I don't really think he's very good. I think he's probably going to be out of the league pretty soon. I think that was a pretty bad draft pick. Then you have the Giants. The Giants have Daniel Jones. I do like Daniel Jones. You're probably not putting him in the top, 15 of quarterbacks at this point yet. When I started to think of quarterbacks, my immediate ones, like my top two, it's easily, and you can flip them back and forth. I don't really care one way or the other. But Patrick Mahomes would be my number one. Russell Wilson would be my number two. I think those are easily the two best quarterbacks in the league, and I think that Wilson is probably the only player right now that could have earned a 10-year contract, but that would put him at 42. So that's probably not. That's a little old for a quarterback. But I think those are my top two. Oh, we got a caller on the line.
Call from
Frank from Florida.
Hey, what's good, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's going on, Ryan? Everything's good, man. How about you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I had a long work week, so I'm glad to finally be talking some football.
Yeah, man, I got a question. What do you think we're going to do with all that cap room? Do you think we're going to go after Logan Ryan or maybe a Vinny Curry? Because we have a lot of cap room. We have to spend that money. And I'll hang up now.
Awesome. Good question, dude. Thank you for the call, and thank you for the question. I will say this. So with all the cap room that the Jets have, let's actually look this up because I'm not too sure where we stand at the moment. I want to say we were at 25, but I don't know if that was before or after the whole Jermaine Johnson money coming back in. So I think that's where we're roughly at. Let's see. Cap space. Once this actually loads, it just shows all the cap space, but it doesn't show the team name. Come on. I'm just going to click on Jets. I'm going to look at it right there. Calculator. All right, so the Jets are sitting at $32 million, almost $33 million in cap space. That's got to be one of the higher cap space numbers for 2020. $30 million. But it doesn't show it on here. I don't know. Over the cap's a little weird. But if we have, let's say we have $30 million in cap space. If we have that much cap space, I want an edge rusher in the worst way. I have wanted that edge rusher so badly for so long. We haven't had one since John Abraham in 2006 or 2005 really. He was gone by 2006. Vinny Curry's kind of top of my list because I think he's going to be really cheap and I think he would be an improvement. I think he could kind of help Zuniga and help Huff in learning how to be a pro. He's been in the league forever. He's relatively local coming from, the Eagles. So maybe he's okay with following Douglas up here. I do like the idea of bringing in Logan Ryan. I do think we need some cornerback help. I'm excited for the rookie haul. But, again, he's a rookie. I'm excited for Bless Austin. He's had injury issues, so I'm not, over the top crazy for him. And with who's the guy we just got from the Colts? Well, I guess two guys we got from the Colts. It's Quincy Wilson and Pierre Desir. So those two guys, I think our secondary is better than what it was, but I think there's definitely room for improvement. And Logan Ryan would help that. Vinny Curry would help that just by rushing the passer. And then I would have liked to bring in Warford. I think we have enough cap space for it. But if we can roll over this cap into next year, it'll help us sign Jamal. If we want to keep Jamal, it'll help us sign Sam long term. So I'm okay with rolling over the cap if we think we want to roll with the players we have right now. I don't have to go crazy with it. Steven didn't sign all the rookies yet. That is true. We did not sign all the rookies yet. I don't know how many are under contract. I'm pretty sure, I want to say at least 4 are under contract. I've been kind of following it a little bit. It's just sort of what pops up in my feed. They're all going to get signed. They're set cap figures and contracts. It's just like some of the wording in the contracts is a little weird. So I think Bryce Hall, football player, greater than Bryce Hall, TikToker. I'll be honest, I have no idea. Is it the same Bryce Hall or is it a different Bryce Hall? I don't know. Rich Ritter. Ryan, how many games do you realistically think will play before the season gets canceled due to COVID-19? Man, I don't know. It's tough to kind of guess that, and I don't want to see it canceled. We're going to have a good trial run with these other sports and see how it works. If the numbers really explode in the fall, like some people kind of think might happen, then I think they'll shut it down pretty quick. If we're making a ton of money and the players are staying healthy and they keep going with no fans, I'm all about it. I think you could see a full season. As long as the players are staying healthy, that's really all it is. Once you start getting a full team that's like knocked out, then you're going to start seeing some question marks, like competitive advantages for teams that are facing teams that have like half their team knocked out with COVID. It'll be interesting. The Mini Mamba says, I miss my mod. It made me feel important. I don't know who the Mini Mamba is. You guys change your names so many times. I don't think the Mini Mamba was ever a mod in with that name. It's probably under something else. So sorry, I took away all the mods. I think the only mods right now are Gangrene David, I think the Entertainer. I think I told Becca I would make her a mod. Where is Becca on here? If I can find Becca, I'll make her a mod. There she is. She's probably not watching, so she'll have no idea. Boom. Becca is now a moderator. Let's see. TJ Decker. Revis would just watch defenders run past him. Yeah, it was pretty sad. Can we trade Adams for EDP 445 and a second? Yeah, that guy's ridiculous. But if he can play offensive line, he's a big dude. Yeah, sure, we could trade for him. I want to trade Adams for La'el Collins from the Cowboys. That would be my preference. Whoops, sorry. I answered the question about CJ Mosley. I forgot to put the phone number on the screen. So phone lines are open. Call in. Remember, keep your questions short. I'll try to rattle off sort of my feelings on whatever you're asking about, and then we'll move on to the next caller, and we'll kind of keep going in that fashion. If you guys want your chance to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store tonight, head down to the description down below. Click on the poll section of the Jets Discord. Click on the Jets Discord. Head down, scroll down to the poll section, and just answer this. What should the Washington Redskins team name be moving forward? Let me know in the poll section. Ooh, caller on the line. Who we got?
Call from
Vinny.
Oh boy, Vinny, what's good, brother? How you doing tonight?
Real good. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How was your week?
It's good. I mean, I made a big score at a bookstore the other day. A bookstore that sells vinyl. I love collecting vinyl, and I got away with a whole bunch of blues records that I've been dying to get my hands on.
There you go. Do you have a record player that you listen to music on, or is it like a?
Right now I'm listening to one of the records, Buddy Guy. I got Buddy Guy, Son House, and of course my favorite, Robert Johnson, the man who sold his soul to Satan to play the blues.
Very nice. So what's your question tonight, Vinny?
Okay, what group on the team do you think will will have the strongest season? What group on the team do you think will have the weakest season?
Say again. What group?
Like what positional group?
I got you.
Season and which one will have the weakest?
Good stuff, Vinny. That is a great question. All right. So, what positional group for the Jets will have the best season? What positional group for the Jets will have the worst season? Let's do this. Let's say the most improved is going to be the offensive line right off the bat. I don't think they're going to have the best of the seasons, but I think they're going to be the most improved. That alone is going to help the receivers, the running backs, and Sam. So that is a huge, huge upgrade. Best assuming if Jamal plays. If Jamal and May play, I think the safety position is probably the strongest of our positions. If the tight ends stay healthy, the tight ends, I'm going to say the tight ends are going to be the most impressive this year, with Herndon coming back, Griffin playing well, and Sam seems to really like the tight end position, so that's where I'm going to go with that. For weakest position, I really hope it's not kicker. I won't go with kicker, though. Let's go with cornerbacks. I think I'm a little concerned with the cornerbacks, a little concerned with the pass rushers. I don't think we're there yet. I think we need to add some more talent. I think we need to add Vinny Curry, Logan Ryan. You have the money, make it happen. Or, if you want to roll with the guys you got and just kind of see how they grow, I'm good with that too. So we shall see how it goes. Phone lines are open. Call in. Ask me your question. Remember, keep the question short because I'm going to try and get to a bunch of questions tonight. Here we go.
Call from
Charlie Morrow.
Hey, Charlie. What's good, brother? How you doing?
Not much. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. It's been a long week, long last few days. So glad to be talking
question,
to you.
Okay, I'll keep it quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem at all.
All right. So, would at all you be interested in firing Adam Gase halfway through the season in an outlandish scenario?
In an outlandish scenario, like something crazy happens and
like
they if we go 0-8, yeah, I'm all about firing him at that point. The Johnsons have never fired a coach midseason, but if you start 0-8, yeah, you deserve to be fired. That's like I'm okay with that. And then you let Greg Williams kind of roll.
What would your line of demarcation be? For me, I'm not having 2 and 6 or worse.
Yeah, hold on. While I have you on the phone, let me pull up the Jets schedule because I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. Schedule.
It's Buffalo, San Francisco, Arizona.
So Buffalo, San Francisco, the Colts, Denver, Arizona, the Chargers. So realistically, let's say the Jets lose in Buffalo. Maybe they catch the 49ers sleeping coming cross country. It's tough losing a Super Bowl, and there's generally a hangover with that sort of stuff, so it's not unreasonable. I do think the 49ers are really good, though. The Colts, it's going to depend heavily on Rivers and how he plays.
I think we should beat the Colts.
They're so good. If Rivers plays to a top 15 quarterback level, which I don't know if he can at this point in his career, if he
doesn't
can,
have it anymore.
That's what I'm concerned about. So let's say the Jets are with the Broncos. Let's say we finish 2-2 to start the first 4 weeks of the season. Then you got the Cardinals, the Chargers, and the Bills, which honestly all 3 of those could be winnable games because the Bills game is in MetLife. So now, and not that there's fans in MetLife, but home field advantage still. I think there's going to be something for it when a team has to travel. So that would mean if you only got 2 wins in that first, like, say, 7-week stretch, that he's going to be on the hot seat pretty bad because then you're going into like potentially a gauntlet of the Chiefs and then the Patriots, depending on how the Patriots look. And if we get the Patriots week 9 is on Monday night, so if you go to that week 9 game and you get blown out, I don't think he sees Miami for week 10. But
my thing with Gase was always I wasn't going to let him get fired halfway through the season, like even when I was utterly embarrassed to wear any sort of Jet paraphernalia.
Sure.
After, what was it, week 9 in Miami?
Yeah, I think it was middle of the season.
I wasn't going to call for his job because I felt like we saw some progress and we can continue on that, and they went 7-9. It wasn't a good 7-9, but he did go 7-9. So I wasn't calling for his job, but I mean, I'm not an Adam Gase fan. I'm a Greg Roman guy.
Yeah, I wanted McCarthy when that whole process was going down. I thought that would have been the better move.
I was actually a Kingsbury guy.
I like Kingsbury. I don't have anything against him. I think there was the concern of his system was valid. I like Matt Rule. I think Matt Rule, in hindsight, might have been the guy that I would have wanted to pick.
The way I viewed it is I felt like Kingsbury was the most innovative offensive mind.
Sure.
And it's better to take a shot on those guys than like a Matt Rule or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can understand that. I think the justification for Rule or Kingsbury or McCarthy would have been a little bit better than Gase. Like, I didn't have much faith in Gase. There was a lot of people that believed in him, but there's not a lot of tangible evidence to prove that he's like a great coach.
The thing about Gase is how he probably conned the Johnsons into getting his job is that he knows a lot about game planning. Like, he's very good with that. But as soon as it comes to, like, as soon as he faces a little bit of adversity, he crawls into his little bubble and quits. Like, there's no adjustment. He gives up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't even know how to... I have a hard time even defending him on the game planning because I got really confused with the Bengals game. Like, their weakness was around the outsides, and you just kept running Bell up the middle, and that just made no sense to me. Like, it seemed like he just forgot to watch tape that week. Or he tries to get in his head, and he just totally outsmarts himself. I think it was... Right. I don't know if it was either Robbie Sabo... It was someone from Jets X Factor. Whether it was Nania, Sabo, or Blewett. One of those guys tweeted something out along the lines of, like, Adam Gase on second and long ran the ball more times, like, by a long shot than any other head coach. And then in third and... Was it third and short, maybe? It was, like... He was abysmal on like, the percentage. It's like, wow, this guy, like, real. Like, I don't mind calling a run when you're supposed to call a pass occasionally. Like, it's cool to keep the defense off balance. But if you think you're going to outsmart them all the time, it becomes a trend, and they're going to expect it.
Did you see the thing Michael Nania, tweeted out where it was like, we're the best on – we're like the fifth best in the league on third and 5 or shorter, but we just never get that opportunity?
I saw that. And a lot of that has to do with the offensive line. Because if we're not getting any push and Bell's getting hit in the backfield, that is a problem. And you're getting negative 1 yard. You're getting 2 yards or 1 yard. And then you're getting into 3rd and 7. And 3rd and 7's not – there's not a lot of plays that you draw up 3rd and 7. Like, you can get, 7, 8, 9 yards at a clip. Like, that happens.
Hope for the best on double slants, right?
Sure. But that's just it. You have –
a little screen pass.
The conversion rate on a 3rd and 7 is going to be drastically lower than a conversion rate on a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 4, or like, because then you could have a run. You could use play action. When you're 3rd and 7, you're probably not getting that with a run.
The thing about Cincinnati was, yes, also he should have ran the ball to the outside more, but Le'Veon got 9 touches. 9.
Yeah, it's not good. You can't have that.
No.
What was your second question?
Oh, that in itself was a 2-part question.
That was a great question.
All right. See ya.
Bye, Charlie. Thank you so much. Oh man, sorry. I gotta work on like my wording on stuff. It's like, I don't know. Ooh, sorry if I made a weird sound, but there was my little spring on my microphone was in a weird spot. What's going on in the chat? What are you guys talking about? The Washington Wesley Walkers. We're going 7-9, maybe. Could go 7-9. Evan says Rivers is done. FM says Gase will do big things. I hope he does.
Call from
T-Jazz.
Hey, T-Jazz, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hi, Ryan. How's your day been?
It's not too bad. It's good to be over and hanging out with you guys. Definitely a long day.
Definitely.
How was your day?
Good.
What's on your mind?
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was saying, what's on your mind?
I was going to ask, as a Jet fan, I've liked Chris Herndon, but he got suspended last year, and then he didn't play the whole season. So what should we expect of him this year?
Ooh, good question. All right, so with Chris Herndon, what should we expect? Let's pull up his stats. So I like looking at this sort of stuff. Herndon. All right. So Chris Herndon, year 1. He started 12 games. He played in all 16, or was available for all 16. I think that's what that means. He caught 39 passes, had 500 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So let's say 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's the baseline you want to get from him. I would like to see 700 yards, 5 or 6 touchdowns. I just have to see that he can kind of keep up with where he was. If we get more than that, especially because we got Griffin now, and you have the two tight ends kind of going back and forth, maybe the looks kind of get split. But I think Herndon's really good. If he can kind of keep his head on straight, I know he had the DUI. Was it 2 years ago now? But if he can stay healthy, keep his head out of trouble, I'm looking forward to watching him play. So I think Jet fans can be excited for him. What we get, 700 yards. That's what I'm hoping for. I'd be pretty happy with that. Let's see. If you guys want to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store, I have this question for you, and you have to answer it down in the description down below. There is a link to the Jets Discord. Click on that Discord link. Go to the poll section. What should the Washington Redskins name change be? What's the new name be? Answer that. I'll pick a winner at the end of the live stream, somewhere around 9:55, and then that person will win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store. Evan Wallman says 800 yards and 8 touchdowns for Herndon. That would be a very big improvement. An additional 300 yards and an additional 4 touchdowns. Whew. I like that. The Mini Mamba says, Ryan, I'm T-Jazz, by the way. I kind of figured that's who it was, because you change your name like every other week, and it throws me off, and I never know who you are, but it's okay.
Call from
Timothy.
Yo, what's up, Timothy? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, what's going on, Matt? What's up, man? It's Timothy here at Fayetteville, North Carolina. Sorry, man, I'm stumbling on my words.
No, that's all right. No worries. I trip my way through all my videos, so it's all right. What's on your mind?
Nothing much, man. So basically, I just want to know your thoughts on Quenton Williams and what do you expect from him this season? You know, tackles for a loss, total tackles, sacks. What do you expect from this man?
Ooh, good question. So we're going to talk some Quenton Williams. Now let me see if I could. I'll see if I could find the screenshot, because I did take a screenshot of some statistics that I saw browsing Instagram maybe a little while back. So hold with me for just a minute here. Where was it? I gotta get better at remembering where these damn screenshots are. Or maybe I didn't take a screenshot. Who knows? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Quenton Williams had a not great year last year. It was very, very disappointing from a year one, 3rd overall pick. But that being said, some of the best defensive tackles in the league had very similar stats their first years. So I want to say it was Carlos Dunlap, it was Geno Atkins. It was, I think, is Shaq Barrett considered a D tackle? I thought Shaq Barrett was on that list. There was like 3 guys that all had what did Quenton have? 3 sacks and not many tackles, and they're all really good, all pro D tackles now. So Quenton Williams is fine. I think Greg Williams, who turned Aaron Donald into Aaron Donald, is going to try and manipulate and mold Quenton Williams in that same kind of way. I think him having an NFL offseason and training the way he should be training with an NFL regimen is going to help. That said, we haven't had players really coming back. Callum Scott says, come over to Twitch. Callum, I do have my Twitch going. I have no idea what's going on over there. So I've been simulcasting over to Twitch, trying to grow that audience over there too. So if you guys are watching on Twitch and you want to give me a little follow over there, I love you guys. It helps out, helps the channel and helps me cross-pollinate a little bit. Try to become an affiliate over there, and who knows, maybe I can make some ad revenue on that side. We'll see. I got 3 people in the Twitch stream. You guys are good. I'm up to 91 followers. I'm trying to get to 100. I would like to get 100 followers. Considering I don't really focus too hard on Twitch right now, I'll probably at some point do something with Madden exclusively on Twitch. So if you guys do want to catch some of the hijinks and ridiculousness over there, follow me. Give me a follow. Help the channel out. So I'm over there. I don't see anyone in the chat, but thank you guys for tuning in over there. Looks like I got some people watching on Facebook. I got 2 people over on Facebook. That's kind of cool. We are simulcasting to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at once. Not too shabby. That is my line. I'm going to stick with it. I see some guys saying, let's go to the 5-minute calls. Well, let's go for the 5-minute calls. I want to bring the chicken back. Liam, if you're still in there and you want to see the chicken's going to happen in about 5 minutes once I get another caller on. So keep your eyes out for the chicken. FM, you and me are going to have a fight. He goes, he isn't a bust like Sam, says FM about Quenton Williams. You calm down, FM. He's very like anti-Sam Darnold. I've talked to him on the phone before too, and I'm not. I disagree with his opinions entirely, but he's very calm and composed about it.
Eli.
Oh, what's up, Eli? Welcome to the cockpit, and you were the first one to hit the 5-minute timer. So, good for you.
Hey, Ryan.
What's going on?
I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
about Le'Veon Bell saying that Jamal Adams is in the same situation that he was 3 years ago, when actually they're totally different. Because Jamal Adams is entering his 4th year of his rookie contract, so he's on contract for 2 more years, whereas Le'Veon Bell finished his rookie contract, was franchise tagged, and played all that out, and then after the first franchise tag, asked for a contract, and then they franchised him again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So I think what he means is he's in a similar situation, meaning that he's a very productive player that is underpaid for his position, and I think that's valid. So for reference, Le'Veon Bell was a 2nd-round pick, so he had a 4-year contract. It was only 4 years, so he's only 1 year removed from Jamal. Jamal was the 1st-round pick, so he gets the 5th-year option. So that's where they're different right there. Now, Le'Veon definitely understands wanting to get paid as a premier player at your position, at a position that has been devalued. Now, safety's a little bit more valued, I think. Actually, I shouldn't say that because they're both probably around the same pay rate. But I think I really like Le'Veon Bell sticking up for Jamal Adams. I think all the players should stick up for Jamal. I think the coaches and the owners and I think everyone should stick up for Jamal because by and large, he's been pretty good. It's really just the social media presence that's been an issue and him wanting out that's been a problem. But everyone's been saying the right stuff. I think Le'Veon's been one of the best leaders on this Jets team since he's been here. I still support us signing him, even though we haven't gotten a very good return on our investment. I think it was a good swing for the amount of cap space we had. And I expect a much better season out of him this year if we do play. What did you think about it?
I thought it was a bit weird because when he quoted that it was the exact same situation, I'm going through my mind, I get that you're sticking up for him, but use different words.
Sure.
When you say something like that, it sounds like you're in the same situation and that. Running back and safety, I think are both valued not that highly, so I can understand that point.
I think the highest paid, Bell is one of the highest paid running backs at around $14 million a year, $15 million a year. The highest paid safety is 14.5. So they're right in that same wheelhouse. So I get where the connection is, and I don't want to read too far into like the exact same situation, but I would say exact same situation is that they were vastly underpaid for the production that they are having. Now, I think Le'Veon Bell as a running back is way, way better than Jamal Adams as a safety because we just haven't seen the turnovers that you'd like to see out of that safety position, where Bell was getting a ton of touchdowns and a ton of yards and like really being productive. So I think they're different in that respect, but I do understand, kind of what the message was.
All right, and before I get ejected, because I see the clock, I just wanted to say about what you said about Watson and Darnold. I'm kind of biased because I'm a very big Watson fan, but I think Watson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And
so
Darnold,
do
I. I'm not going against him. I just haven't seen anything yet. Versus Watson has taken the Texans to the playoffs 2 out of the 3 years he's been there. So I would take Watson over Darnold in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think so too. I would say this: the Jets roster compared to the Texans roster is vastly different. Now they both had terrible offensive lines for a little bit. I do think the Texans line is way better than the Jets offensive line, or better than it was. I do think Hopkins is significantly better than any weapon the Jets have had probably ever. He was incredible. So I like Watson. I think he's definitely a top 10 quarterback for me. He's probably a top 5 young quarterback for me. If I had to think Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Watson's got to be in there. Because Cousins is over 30. I'm thinking like under 30-year-old quarterbacks. He's really good. He's fascinating to watch. The guy's a winner. He's a gamer. I really like watching him. So, absolutely, he's better than Sam. I'm just saying I'm sticking with Sam because I'm a Jet fan. And I do believe in the long-term success of Sam. Go for it.
And before I get a Jet thing, can you please just talk about Leonard Williams asking the Giants for $16 to $18 million a year?
I saw that. I saw the $16 to $18 million a year. And I saw another tweet today. I don't know if it was Rappaport or Schefter, but they said that Leonard Williams and the Giants have agreed to play out the franchise tag, just see how he does in the new scheme, and then go from there. Try to keep him long term. Thank you so much for calling in. You're about to be a Jet.
Thanks, Ryan.
That's it. You're out of here. Boom. That's it. You're out of here. I miss the chicken. That's the chicken. I've had the chicken for so long. So see, people don't know about the chicken. The logo for the cockpit in this little lower corner here is a chicken. The reason? Cockpit, cock, chicken. Little safer than a phallic symbol. In a plane. That was when I was thinking about like what kind of logo I wanted in here. So rooster was the thing. And the rooster flies across the screen. So there you go. If you guys want your chance to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store, make sure you head down to the description down below. Click on the link in the description for the Jets Discord. Head down to the poll section and answer this question. What should the Washington Redskins name be moving forward? There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious, and I want to see what you guys come up with. I have not looked at any of the answers yet, so it's going to be a surprise for me when I pull it up somewhere around 9:50 to start picking a winner.
Call from
Liam.
Liam, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's up, Brian? How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm hanging in there. How was your week?
It's been good. A whole lot of nothing so far.
Oh, it sounds fantastic. I wish I could say the same. I've been running ragged at work. What's on your mind?
All right. So, what do you think are the odds that Bryce Huff will be our best edge rusher this season?
Oh man, I hope so. I'll be honest. I just want like any pass rusher. I don't think Jordan Jenkins is that guy. Maybe he'll surprise me and he'll get a nice amount of sacks. He'll hit double digits or something like that. With Huff, I'm just concerned. He was an undrafted free agent for a reason. So to expect an undrafted free agent to be the best at a position is probably a little bit of a stretch. I think Jenkins is probably going to lead the way unless we add like a Vinny Curry. I don't think we're going to add Jadeveon Clowney. I like Everson Griffin. I would like to add him. But I think Jenkins is going to lead the team in edge rusher sacks. And then it kind of depends on Zuniga and Huff. Like how fast are they going to come around? Are they going to learn the defense quickly? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. What do you think? What do you think do you think he's got a shot to be the best edge rusher, or do you think it's going to be one of the other guys?
I mean, it's such a depleted group. Besides like Jenkins, who's like a sort of a proven guy. So
yeah.
I think it's kind of open for Huff to like stand out for Greg Williams and to take that number one spot.
Yeah, for sure. And remember, Jenkins is only on a 1-year contract, so they're gonna try. He's gonna be fighting for his next contract, where these other guys are just kind of learning the ropes. So I think Jenkins is gonna wind up winning that whole battle. But you're gonna want to replace him because I don't think he's gonna be on the team next year. Now I also didn't think he was gonna be on the team this year, so I could be wrong there. But if Zuniga and Huff play well and they can play well enough to replace him, I think we're going to have an edge rusher or a cornerback as our top pick next season.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's tough. I just want to see good play or something that I can be hopeful for in the future. Just get some pressure. I don't necessarily need a ton of sacks, but bring a lot of heat without having to bring consistent blitzes. Like we've had to send 5 or 6 guys to generate pressure over the years, when you should be able to do that with your front four, or at least like semi-consistently with your front four, and we just have not been able to do that at all in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Well, so my other question is, do you think that what's the late round corner that we got last year? The guy from Rutgers.
Bless Austin.
Yeah. Do you think he could take that number one spot from Desir, or do you think Desir is locked up for that?
So I think Desir's definitely going to start as the number one. I really like Bless Austin. I liked what I saw from him. There's a reason he got benched in the Steelers game. We'll see how Greg Williams kind of handles it. I know Bless came out and said he didn't play his best. He feels like his ceiling's much higher, which he was a rookie last year. I expect as much. I'm pulling for the guy. As long as he can stay healthy, he looked pretty good. I was very, very happy. If he could be our future like consistent number one, and we just have to kind of find the number, one guy or the number two, whatever it is. I think he is going to be a starter on this team as long as he stays healthy. I think we found a good diamond in the rough. The health is the biggest concern.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Concerning Ryan Griffin,
sure.
What do you think his numbers would be? Because I know Sam loves favoring his tight ends.
Sure.
And, it might be a little rusty getting Chris Herndon back in the mix. So, do you think Ryan Griffin's numbers could be like semi-close to the numbers from last year? Or do you think it's going to go down like a significant amount?
So let's see. Last year, it looks like I have Ryan Griffin's stats up for his career right now. Last year, he started in 13 games for us and had 320 yards and 5 touchdowns. So 5 touchdowns is more touchdowns, or the same amount of touchdowns as he had total for the 4 years previous. Let's see, 300 yards. I think he could get 500 yards. I think he's that good, and I think if we have a better offensive line and Sam has a little more time, I think he'll do well. His yards per reception was down last year. So last year was a 9.4. The years prior were like in the 12s. So he has room to grow. Fingers crossed. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Dude, you're about to get ejected. Thank you so much for calling in. I look forward to talking to you in the future.
That's it. You're out of here.
God, I love the chicken. I'm so glad that's back. The chicken was one of my favorite things because then like I catch people mid-sentence and they don't finish and it's like, boom, you should have paid attention. But that was a good question. I like Griffin. I like Griffin. I like Herndon. I like Bless Austin. I'm tempering my expectations. I don't have huge hopes for Austin at all. He's got to prove to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, the talent looks like it's there. But again, that was against a really bad schedule last year. Mini Mamba says Mahomes, Wilson, Lamar, Watson, Wentz. Definitely agree with the top 4. Wentz, I like a lot. I'd have to look. Let's see if I can find a list of like the starting quarterbacks, just so I'm not like going out of my mind here. Starting QBs. All right, so this is from NBC Sport. Oh God, I'm not looking at NBC Sports. It's one of those ones that you got to click through every slide. Not happening. Sorry. Let's see. This one was April 24th. That's a weird list. But all right, let's go all the way down to what their first ones are. Okay. So they have. We're not going to go youngest to oldest. It's just going to be what their top quarterbacks were. So this is from thedelight.com. Never heard of it. So take this with a grain of salt. Patrick Mahomes is number 1. Russell Wilson's number 2. That's easy. They have Dak Prescott number 3. Come on now. Okay, let's not list that. That's silly. That is just silly talk right there. I like Dak. You might be able to put him in the top 10. What do you have? 5,000 yards last year. So it's hard to argue that too much. But I don't think I would consider him a top 10. I think his team is really, really good. Let's see something. List of starting quarterbacks. We'll just go to Wikipedia. So give us the list of starting quarterbacks for the season. So we've got... That is not right. That is wrong. That is incorrect. God, I really got to find a better list system here. There's got to be NFL.com, ESPN. Just give me a list. Sporting News. Sportingnews.com. All right, let's see what we got. So Patrick Mahomes number 1. They have Lamar Jackson number 2, Russell Wilson number 3. I'm good with that. I mean, if you want to rattle those three off, I think Russell Wilson should be 1 or 2. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's really good. He does a lot with like no offensive line either. Then they have Drew Brees and Tom Brady. and then Aaron Rodgers as their next 3. I think you could flip those back and forth. I guess while Tom Brady's still playing, you kind of got to have him high up there. He's not someone that I would pick Watson and Rodgers. I would pick probably all these quarterbacks ahead of Brady, so putting him 5, I don't know if I agree with, but I guess because he's the GOAT, he's earned it. I do like Watson. They have Dak at 8. I think 8 is where Dak could come in. I think 8 to 12 is probably where I would put him. They have Stafford at 9. That feels high for him. I don't know if I agree with that. They have Big Ben at number 10. He didn't even play. He had played 1 game. Carson Wentz at 11. Wentz is a top 10 quarterback for me, so I would put him a little higher. Kirk Cousins at 12. Honestly, I think Cousins has played at a top 10 quarterback level. The only issue with him is his whole not winning against winning franchises or winning teams. That's been his big knock. And can he win the big game? He won the big game in the playoffs last year, and that was cool to watch. I did enjoy that. You like that? That was fun. And I was a big Kirk Cousins fan to the Jets. That's who I wanted prior to the draft because you didn't know who was going to fall to the Jets at 6 or wherever we were picking at the time. They have Matt Ryan at 13. Okay. Jimmy Garoppolo, 14. Okay. Tannehill at 15. I think that's high for him, but based on how he played last year, I'm okay with it. Like, this could be just a 2019 ranking kind of thing. Okay, middle of the pack, sure. Rivers was 16, so that's probably about where I'd put him. I said if he could play at a top 16 or top 15 level, I think that season would be good for them. What else we got in there? Baker Mayfield at 17, Josh Allen at 18, Kyler Murray at 19. Okay. I get it. Josh Allen as a quarterback, as a player of the quarterback position, I like at 18 because I think the legs are an important part to his game. I don't like his throwing. Kyler Murray at 19. I don't know. They have Joe Burrow at 20. I'm going to smack someone. You can't put Joe Burrow at 20. Jared Goff at 21. Goff is an interesting guy because he's put up some really good yards and has had some really good teams and has been to a Super Bowl already. I don't love him. I really don't. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know. He's not bad, but I would put him higher than some other guys. I don't know. Daniel Jones at 22. Okay. I get it. He played well for a rookie for sure. 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Cannot be upset with that. 26 if you count the rushing touchdowns. I didn't realize he had close to 300 yards rushing. Drew Lock at 23, Sam Darnold 24. You're probably splitting hairs there. I didn't realize Derek Carr would be down at 25. I always thought he was a better quarterback than that. My buddy who's an Oakland fan, Mike, is not overly enthusiastic about Carr, but he wanted to trade Carr to a team that needed a quarterback and get like some picks too. I think you could have done that. I'm surprised he's as low as he is on there. Bridgewater at 26. I love Teddy. I really do. I like Teddy. I hope he plays well this year. I was a big fan of the Jets signing him back in 18? 19? 18? 18. I knew he wasn't going to stay with the Jets. I knew it was just kind of like, hey, let's get some draft capital, replenish what we had for Sam, just kind of get a mentor there, and then ship him off. I like Teddy a lot. I hope he does well in Carolina. I don't know if I think 26 is low for him, but he's going to have to prove it as a full-time starter, and I'm okay with that sort of ranking. They have Gardner Minshew at 27, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick at 28. Okay, no arguments there. Fitz can be like a top 10 quarterback at times, and then he can be like a bottom fucking 40 quarterback at times. Oh, God, he is a frustrating quarterback to watch. Dwayne Haskins at 29. I don't like Haskins. I really don't. I think he's a bad quarterback. I do think the Redskins are a bad team right now, so who knows? Maybe a season under his belt, and I don't know. I just don't think he's very good. Tyrod Taylor at 30. I think he's hit a ceiling, like for what he's going to be. He's going to be that quarterback, though. He's going to be consistent. throwing that 5-yard, 7-yard pass. He's going to let you grade the rest of your offensive line, your weapons. He's not going to turn the ball over. I like Tyrod. 30 makes sense for me here. I think him and Fitzpatrick are both in that same kind of mold where it's like quarterbacks that you could plug in, let your rookie kind of learn, and then just sort of watch and just see how the offense is developed. Because if you have a rookie and you throw him in right away, he's going to be screwing up. He's going to be making mistakes. I mean, I don't know if you can accurately grade the offense and how the rest of the team is playing if the rookie's kind of making some rookie mistakes right off the bat. So I like Tyrod for that type of situation. They have Nick Foles at 31 and Stidham at 32. So this is obviously an older list because Cam is in there. And I don't know where you put Cam, but him with Belichick is pretty scary. Foles and Trubisky, man, I feel bad for Bears fans because that was a team that had a lot of hope at one point, and man, it's just not a lot of hope right now. At least it doesn't feel like it. Let's see. Rivers was horrid last year. Yeah, I've heard that. Heard that a lot. Who else remembers why Kirk Cousins should come to the Jets video from Ryan? Says Liam. That was my first video on this channel. I was so fired up. I was convinced the Jets were going to get Kirk Cousins, and I was shocked that he took a 3-year contract. I was really surprised. It makes a lot of sense because then he could re-up with the new, I believe it's a new TV contract, so he could really like boost his money. Not Ryan Tannehill. Kirk Cousins has earned more money than any other player in the NFL from the year 2016 or 2017, whatever his first franchise tag was. When he got franchise tag through now, he is the highest paid player in all the NFL. And he played it right. Dak Prescott is going to do the same thing. And I would absolutely recommend any quarterback play on the tag, gamble with yourself. Just, trust yourself. Trust your offensive line. Trust the rules. They're going to protect you like crazy, and just gamble on yourself. You are worth so much. I was listening to Colin Cowherd the other day, and he was saying that there is no quarterback in the NFL that is overpaid. And here's his rationale for it. It's something that I hadn't kind of thought of, because when I think of overpaid quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, you could argue, yeah, sure, overpaid for the quality of opponent that he's been able to beat. Dak Prescott at $31 million, you could argue, overpaid. But the rationale that Colin Cowherd had was he was saying that a quarterback making $30 million a year, every game in your stadium, so you have 8 games plus playoff games, you make about $15 million. If you have a packed stadium, the food and beverage sales, everything like that, it's about $15 million. So a team like the Eagles and Carson Wentz, who he basically put the team on his back last year and got them to the playoffs, Carson Wentz earned $15 million for his franchise by putting that team into the playoffs. That in and of itself, incredibly valuable. Not even including the regular season. Just getting to a playoff game is a lot of money. Big money for the NFL. And I thought that was an interesting way to look at it, because if you look at all the quarterbacks, I mean, Goff's been to a Super Bowl. So you look at all the playoff games that he's won, it's a ton of money that he's racked up for that franchise right there. Now, it's not all him. He's had a great team around him. He had Gurley when he was playing really well. He had some great weapons and outstanding defense. So there's more to it than just that, but that was the rationale he used, and I can get behind it. I think there's going to get to a point where you have like Patrick Mahomes making $40, $50 million a year. If other quarterbacks are getting that kind of money, not named Patrick Mahomes, and aren't like top 5 quarterbacks, you're going to see an issue, especially with the salary cap probably going down next year. It sounds like they're working on a discussion to spread out that salary cap hit. So let's say the salary cap drops by like $40 million next year to like $160 million or something to that effect. It sounds like they're going to try and spread that loss across, I think it was a 10-year period. So you'd really only lose $4 million off the cap every year for 10 years. And I think that's the way you should probably do that. Man, I'm sorry. How am I not getting calls? Is it because I'm not on the window? That could be it. We'll see. It's a very quiet night in Jetland. There really hasn't been anything to talk about football-wise. it's been a lot of the Jamal Adams stuff, a lot of the controversial things. I've had a lot of not so great comments in the comment section. You guys are voicing your opinion, which I love. I do love hearing it. I try to comment on everything if I can. But a lot of people not happy with some of the stuff going on with the NFL and just life in general. Guys, if you want your chance to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store, make sure you hit the link in my description for the Jets Discord and comment in the poll section, what should the Washington team name be moving forward? And I'll raffle that off in about 20 minutes. Hey, what's good, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, man, another week. How's it going?
Oh, just another day in paradise.
Of course.
How's your week been?
You see our friend Matt O'Leary got blocked up by Jamal?
I didn't know that. Someone said that earlier. Did he, tweet about it? That's pretty funny. What did he, so what was the reason as to why he got blocked?
Matt, posted this great meme of, this bingo of, all Jamal things on, a bingo board. And it was great. It was nothing offensive. Just, these nice little jokes about him and everything. And I think it's obvious that Jamal, searches his name on Twitter, just scroll through all the tweets just to see, both sides of, what's going on about him. But, Matt's an awesome guy. I'm just wow, what the fuck, Jamal?
Oh, dude, that's really funny. I love Matt. So, that's pretty funny. I'll have to talk to him about it. Yeah. I saw a tweet from Jamal. So, I'll say this. I was going through Jamal's tweets because I was trying to find some of the research for what he was saying about masks and stuff like that. And I saw a bunch of just tweets in there that were fantastic. That he was great with kids and just a ton of really cool. But then I also came across one where he was golfing, and I was like, okay, well maybe I should invite Jamal Adams up to Black Bear where I work, and yo, dude, I'll give you a free round of golf. Come out, come visit. And then I was like, oh man, he probably doesn't like me because I'm sure someone has shown him some sort of video of me just
he's
fucking
on
ranting.
Social media. He probably watches just normal YouTube and Twitter. He's actively on social media. So even when this controversy wasn't going on, he was still very vocal there.
Yeah, I would love to I don't want to rip on him all the time because I enjoy him. I'm sick of the games that he's playing. That's kind of where I'm at. But
I think I share the same opinion as you. I mean. I would like to see him work out long term, but in the end, I think he just doesn't want to be here. Seriously, I mean, the second year the second contract doesn't have to be necessary for these 8 specific teams. I'm that just means you don't want to be here. And I don't know if you've watched any NFL Network once in a while. Well, LaDainian Tomlinson is a contributor a lot of the times, and he's
I love LT. Love LT.
He's great.
I saw his comments too. His comments about Jamal was it was one of the best decisions I ever made was going to the Jets.
Yeah, exactly. I love the way he displayed himself, and I was able to meet LT last year at this autograph convention. I think I tell you, I met
that's so
him,
cool.
Jamal. Yeah, I met him, Jamal, and Sam Darnold that entire afternoon. It was nice.
Oh man, that's really cool. I didn't get Jamal's autograph, and I think at this point I probably won't. But I would love to get his autograph because I have my Sam Adams shirt and I have Sam Darnold's signature on it, but I don't have Jamal's, and I would love to get both of them on it. But
that would be tough, but if you did, that would be valuable, I'm sure, one day.
Yeah, I would hope so. What else are you kind of thinking about? What other stuff has been going on in your brain as far as the Jets go?
Well, I think, for once, I think that, we're going to have more than 2 of our draft picks this incoming year as rookies that are going to play. I see at least 4 of them playing, potentially starting, which is exciting. I mean, besides the first round, what have we ever seen starting from our team? Chris Herndon, 4th round pick, good. I mean, you have those very occasional mid-rounders, but I feel like we're going to see 4 out of the 7 guys this year start.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Becton, Mims, I think Zuniga and 3. Davis. Oh, yeah, the punter, that's 3 right off the bat. I like Hall a lot. I really like.
Oh,
I'm a big fan. I think I could see 4. I think Douglas hit it. I think Douglas hit the nail on the head with this draft. I think we hit the right kind of players. Now it's just a matter of if they actually click. P. Ryan, I think will be a starter next year. I think Morgan will be a quarterback of the future for the backups. I think so. Right. So punter, wide receiver, tackle. I think those are an easy 3 starts. I don't think Cameron Clark's going to start. I don't think Hall's gonna start off the bat. I think Zuniga could start. I think Ashton Davis could start, but it kind of depends on what happens with Jamal.
That's all contingent on that. I mean, I don't know, man. It just I'm dying for the season to happen, but the news doesn't look that much better each day, so you just never know.
That's been my biggest thing. It's just like I'm watching. I was pretty hopeful. I was like, we're definitely gonna get a season. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and if they can make it work. Now, I don't know if it's like a governor's thing or like a bigger thing that the NFL can't happen. Because I know Florida at one point said, hey, any NFL team or pro team that wants to play, come down here, we'll do the games. And if there are no fans in the stands, there's really no reason not to, except for like the whole
right,
traveling.
You can play at college stadiums. There's not, honestly, I doubt that we're going to have college athletics in the fall. Like, professional sports is a different level. Like they can do it to a degree if they're willing to. I mean, but
sure.
College kids, the universities aren't going to take the risk. You're not going to see college football as much as they talk about it.
Yeah, I think all college sports are going to be done for the season, at least for fall. I think they're all kaput because you're not paying those guys.
Liability too much.
That doesn't make any sense. That like if you want to make all your $multi-million a year, maybe this is how they get to pay players. Then it's like, hey, there's an opt-in clause. Like you don't have to be an amateur to play in college football anymore. You are now a professional college football player. That's what it should be. They're making tons of money off them.
And then just thinking of like. Obviously, we don't know what draft position is and stuff, but like next year's draft, I think you're going to see, first round is definitely going to be like, a prime edge rusher or a corner, and then I think you're going to see like next year's a very good wide receiver class too. It's not as many in quantity as this year, but you're going to have some like elite guys in the first round. Like, I think they said there's like a big 3 or 4 in the first round this year, or there should be. Yeah,
you're going to see the LSU receiver coming out. He's going to be a big one. I think Alabama has another one that's going to be up high. I don't know the other guys. I really haven't been focusing on wide receiver. I think wide receiver for me, if I could figure out how I wanted to address it, I would do Juju Smith-Schuster in free agency, and then I would look for cornerback or edge in the draft. Because I think if you can get the receivers to go early, and then you get lucky and you get a corner or you get an edge rusher kind of fall into you. I would love to do a receiver and one of those 2 other positions in free agency, and then address the other in the first round. But, dude, I'm going to kick you off. You're ejected. Boom! Thank you so much for calling it. Good stuff. If you guys want your chance to win a hat, shirt, or mug from the Jets Talk store, I do have about 10 minutes left in this little competition we got going. Go to the link in my description down below. There's a link to the Jets Discord. You click on that. You scroll down to the poll section. Answer this question. What should the Washington Redskins name be moving forward? There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. I just want to get a good laugh out of it. So I'll read some of them off. That's what I'll do. I will, at 9:50, I will start reading off those names, and maybe we can pick one together, and we'll see what you guys like.
Call from
T-Jazz.
T-Jazz, what the hell do you want for a second call? What's up, dude?
None. All right, so second call of the day. That's more than I thought.
That's all right. That's fine.
All right, so we were talking about the quarterback rankings earlier on in the show, right?
Yep.
So I got a couple hot takes.
Sure.
So one is that Deshaun Watson's the top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now.
Okay. So let's go. I have the quarterback rankings still pulled up right now, so let me just scroll up to where that top 5 was. I can totally get on board with it. They had Watson at number 7, I believe, on here. So, like, I could move Brady down without too much of a thought. And I'd be fine with sliding Breeze or Rodgers down. Like, if you wanted to put either one of them at 6 and put Watson at 5, I would be fine with that. I think with them being older, Rodgers has got to be, 36 at this point? And Breeze is 41, I guess.
41.
I still think Breeze is phenomenal, but I would definitely take Watson ahead of him for sure. Like if you're starting to build your team, the only players that you might have ahead of Deshaun Watson would be Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson. Those would be the 3 that you could argue, and you could even put Watson ahead of maybe not any of them. I think Mahomes and Wilson are easily the top 2, and I think Jackson is the kind of wild card. I'm excited to see what he does this year because last year you had everyone pulling for Patrick Mahomes because he got think about this. He was a coin flip away from potentially being a 2-time Super Bowl champion. If he wins that coin flip in overtime and Brady doesn't get the ball, I think Patrick Mahomes probably scores a touchdown on that first drive, and it's over, and he's going to beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. So this year you got to see Lamar Jackson win the MVP the same way Mahomes won the MVP, and then Lamar got bumped out in the playoffs, same way not same way, but similar way to Mahomes got bumped out. So maybe this year you see Lamar kind of go just off, and then that Ravens team is going to be really good. I like I like Lamar Jackson a lot. I think that the AFC has some really good young quarterbacks right now, and there's really no one else behind Watson when I'm kind of looking at this list that I really feel comfortable putting ahead of, like, you know, in the top 10. Like, I'm not putting Big Ben there. I'm not putting Stafford there. Like, Stafford at 9 feels way too high for him. Wentz should be in the top 10. They had him at 11. So this is sportingnews.com. It's not like it's any sort of like anything that I've ever heard of. So take it with a grain of salt, if you will. I would think Wentz is a top 10 quarterback. What would you say? What would your biggest gripe be? Is there something that you heard prior that was not very good?
Your biggest what?
What do you think the biggest issue with the list was prior, like that I was kind of like going through? I don't know if you heard all of the rankings. Cousins was 12, Matt Ryan 13, Garoppolo 14, Tannehill 15, Rivers 16. And then you get into the Baker, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray 17, 18, 19, and then the rest is kind of further down. Sam, I think was 20. Was he 24? Where do you think Sam falls? Do you think 24 is fair for right now, or do you think he should be higher or lower?
No, I definitely think he should be higher even for right now. I think
I
would put him in like the 15 to 20 range.
Yeah, I think he's 15 to 20. I mean, if you put him at 20, I'd kind of be okay with it. Just because, like, we really haven't seen a good, I wouldn't say a good season from Sam yet. I've seen, like, encouraging seasons from Sam. Is how I put that.
It's just ridiculous to put Drew Lock and Joe Burrow over him already.
Well, that's just it. When you have Drew Lock and Burrow ahead of Sam Darnold, makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense to me. And that's even with, like, Sam not playing that, like, great. Like, I feel like I could look at Sam and being like, okay, he's going to be really good. Like, you're not trading Sam for Drew Lock, and you're not trading Sam for Joe Burrow, at least not right now.
Yeah, and, like, I can't even see myself putting Sam over Baker or Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen overthrows every target on every play. He's fast and he's strong, but he has a strong arm.
I've said it before, like, I was a big Baker fan coming out. I thought Sam was the best quarterback in that draft, and I didn't think he was going to fall to the Jets. I liked Baker. I don't think Sam can claim that he's better than Baker right now, and I don't think right now you can claim that Sam is a better quarterback than Allen. I think Allen plays the overall position better because of the running formula. But we also didn't get to see Sam try to do that last year because of the mono thing. So hopefully we get to see some RPOs. Boom! T-Jazz, you've been ejected. And I apologize, I kind of just kept talking during the time. It was like ticking down. But thank you for calling in, brother. I always appreciate it. What's going on in the chat? Jake Klein says, yeah, I need my news and bar rescue. I totally missed whatever's going on in the chat. SBC Comedy, good to have you back. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you in here. Guys, remember to hit that like button. We're at 68 likes. Come on, let's get us up to 100. I know you guys can do it. We're close. We're 32 away. 32. You can get me up there.
Call from
Jake.
Hey, what's good, Jake? What's going on? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, Ryan, another week.
Oh, yeah. What's on your mind?
Yeah, so just to follow up a little bit on the whole, we were talking about college football a little bit earlier. So actually,
sure.
I was just following up with a patient of mine I haven't talked to in a few months. He actually played football at Cal Polytech with like Ramsey Barded and Asa Jackson. I don't know if you know those guys at all from past years in the league.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we got friendly, and so I was asked because Asa's actually the quarterback coach for Ohio State, so knows the insight with the team very well.
Sure.
I said, like, so what's going on with college right now? He said, as of this moment right now, the only thing that has been on discussion is possibly just doing only conference games. So only, like, in-conference games. But he said as of right now, if that's not the option, they said college football is probably not going to happen this year. So they're not. It's looking very bleak.
Yeah, I do not think we're going to have a college football season. You can't ask amateur athletes to play a game that you are making millions and millions and probably billions of dollars off of and not pay them. Now, this could be a situation where it's a breaking point. Like, hey, look, we're going to start paying you because it makes more sense for us to make our money and to pay you than it does to us not make our money and you just sit home. Like, it's to both their benefits to play and make money because now they're auditioning for the NFL, which the NFL wants to see. But if you're not going to pay the players, you cannot have, you can't not pay the players and expect them to play under these circumstances.
No, and if anything, it's funny because all this past year we were talking about should Trevor Lawrence sit out, should he not risk injury, because that's going to be the ongoing conversation with all these quarterbacks or big draft picks is it even worth playing in their last year, and should they go risk injury, they should go train for the combine. Mm-hmm. Me, personally, I think this is a blessing in disguise for Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. I think this is the great golden opportunity for them to say, I'm not going to get sick. I'm going to train with a trainer, and they're going to be solid and rested for the draft next year, which I still think will happen probably in, April, end of April, when we usually do it. But yeah,
I think they'll still have it. I was surprised they didn't try to do something like I don't even think they did a supplemental draft this year. I don't think they're going to do it this year. So now you get Trevor Lawrence, you get some of the really good players sitting out, and now you don't have to worry about their injury. I've seen enough from Trevor Lawrence to know, okay, he's going to be the number 1 overall pick, and he's just happy that he doesn't have to risk injury. He doesn't have to risk playing poorly by accident or people just kind of maybe figuring him out. It's going to be interesting.
Well, he also doesn't have Justin Ross. Everyone forgot about that in the news. He's out for the season. So now he loses his top, NFL could be next DeAndre Hopkins kind of receiver. So I wouldn't want to be trotting out in that field if I knew that I was going to get injured again. Now, maybe not having Tua playing for Alabama could have been more of a lock-in, and it would have been maybe an Ohio State, Clemson national championship. But the bottom line is that, and I'm going to say it again here, guys, the NFL is not a guarantee. The more we keep hearing about the no preseason, I mean, personally, I think I saw the mask today. Was there something about a plastic?
Yeah, Oakley. Oakley had the full face mask. I haven't looked at it. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up right now because I'm pretty curious what it looks like. I really like Oakley lenses, so I'm all about it. But go on.
Yeah, Charles Oakley. Yeah. No, I actually hold on. I just want to look it up too. Oakley helmet.
Let's see.
And I should be on top of my stuff right now. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Let's see. Face shields. Oh, it's all clear, so it's not really anything crazy. It's just
it just looks like there's opening holes at the bottom. How would that even help though? I don't get it.
Maybe I'm not
looking at the right ones. There's openings at the bottom, or am I not seeing this right?
There's got to be another one. Hold on. Let me dig into this. Oakley come up with face masks. Let's see if NFL.com has the picture of it.
Yeah, I found it on ESPN. There's holes at the bottom. How on earth is that going to protect people? I don't get it at all.
Well, it looks like there's a mesh in front of it. So, face shield, better response, mace. It looks like there's some type of filter in the bottom part of the mask. So it's not a lens at the bottom, but it's offsetting vents, and it's 2 layers. So you're going to get the air coming through without it spitting out, if that makes sense. The particle's going to hit part of it. All right, dude. I'm ejecting you from the cockpit.
You're out of here!
Great talk. All right, guys. You guys had your fun. You had your time to answer this question in the Jets Discord. And we're going to look at some of these names that you guys have come up with for the Washington Redskins. So let's see. Lame Cactus. Well, I won't read everyone's name, but I'll just read off what we have. There's the Washington Foreskins. That was one I've heard prior. The Washington Ditties. Washington Foreskins is on there again. Redskins, Featherheads, Senators, Generals, Warriors, SEALs, Riders, Diplomats, Washington Georges. That's pretty funny. That's that's interesting. Washington Warheads. I like the Warheads because I loved the candy as a kid. The Washington Wieners, the the Washington Senators, Washington Lobbyists, the Waste Baskets, the Monuments, the Warmongers, the Red Tails, Raging Hatfire. That's the one I actually, that was the one I kind of would have liked to see, and I think the Red Tails is a cool name. The Otters, the Red Wolves. That's pretty interesting. All right, guys, let's pick a winner from this group. Of the names I just kind of read off, what would you say? Yo, Matt Curtis, what's up, dude? I like the eject button. I didn't see you in here. Have you been in here the whole time? You might have been in here the whole time. Sorry about that. Redskins. Okay, so what was your favorite name for those? We got Warheads, we got Red Tails, Washington Sea Turtles. Are there sea turtles in Washington? I don't think so. I think they're a tropical thing. Seal. Sam will also be the best quarterback. USC will also be the best USC quarterback ever. So that's possible. Wieners, Warheads. Got a few Warhead comments. Okay. I got 4 Warheads. Got 2 Red Tails, 4 Red Tails, bunch of Wieners. All right, guys. So let's see. I'm gonna pick a number. Let's do a number 1 through 3. We're gonna say there's the 3 things. Actually, hold on. I'll write them down. I'll write it down. I'm gonna say one of them is one number because it looks like we're gonna say Red Tails. We're gonna say Warheads, and we're gonna say, what was the other one? We got Wieners was a pretty popular one. We're gonna go with Foreskins because that makes me giggle. The Washington Foreskins. Okay, so I have randomly put these in an order on this sticky note right here in front of me, and I want you guys to give me a number 1 through 3. And I'm going to take the first 5 numbers that pop up on the screen. Liam and Patriots Fanatic, I'm not going to count those because you did that before. I said it. But I'm going to take the first 5 numbers, 1 through 3, and I'm going to count down, and that's going to be the winner for tonight. Let's see. We got a 2, we got a 3, a 2, a 3, so it's at 10, 13. All right, so we got 13, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so the winner, let me just pull it up real quick in here. I just want to see who had that. Where is it? It was in here somewhere. Ooh, okay. Oh, I can't pick that. I can't pick that one. That person's already won. I love you, Lame Cactus. But I'm gonna move down one more. So we're gonna see who won that. I'm gonna give someone else a chance to win, to win a shirt. But you get 5 Ryan points. You get 5 Ryan points for picking the one that did win. So I'll give you that. So the winner's gonna be Red Tails, and let's see. We'll do the first person that commented Red Tails on here. Where was it? Lame Cactus also had like 5 answers on here, so there's this is probably not the way I should do that anyway. Red Tails. Who had Red Tails? Oh, Raging Hatfire. You're going to be the winner of today's hat, shirt, or mug giveaway on the Jets Talk store. So reach out to me on the Jets Discord, Raging Hatfire, and I'll get your information. I'll send you a hat, shirt, or mug. The shipping right now is a little wonky with all of the COVID shutdowns and stuff, so shipping's taking a lot longer than I kind of expected. I think the guys that won the last 2 weeks, I don't even think their stuff is shipped out yet, so I apologize for the delays that's going to be. But Raging Hatfire, you are the winner of today's Jets Talk giveaway. Guys, it has been a lot of fun. I really enjoy your company. And if you like this channel, share it with a friend or tell a friend about it. If you have a Jet fan friend, just be like, yo, check this guy's channel out. It's halfway decent, and I get a little chuckle from time to time. But guys, that's going to be it for me tonight. I had a lot of fun talking with you guys. And I'm gonna throw the hat on. Let's do the hat. Let's do the hat sign off. Give it a little stuff. Hopefully, I ordered the new Google Buds, so hopefully I get rid of these like friggin' the dog leash that is is on me right now in the future. So we'll see. All right, guys. This is it going out. I got some guys in there. Steve Rose, I see you in there. Give me some JETS in the emojis. Let's go. JETS. This is Jets Talk signing off. I'll see you guys possibly next week. We'll see. Maybe I'll take the day off. We'll see. You'll know if I go live. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.